Hey everybody, John Dady here, Patriots Unite. Still waiting on that unity to show up. As usual, there's a lot on my mind, so get to it. To all of you out there who are prepping, great, wonderful. I'm glad you have the money to do so. Most of us don't. But let me ask you a question. What are you prepping against? And for how long do you think you need to remain prepared to live off the grid for your own food, which most of you don't even know how to do? So, what's the end game? Do you think when shit goes to hell um, and communism takes over, because it's going to, do you think the communists are just going to let you live out there? No, they're not. Because they can't have people out there living off the grid and not under the communist thumb, because that would, maybe encourage others to try to do the same. No, you will be rounded up. Your friends, your neighbors, whomever, they'll be offered special favors or maybe some food if they just turn your ass in. So, are you going to be able to defend yourselves, your property, your foodstuffs if you have any? What's your end game? Do you have one? Or are you just doing these things? Well, I'm prepping, I'm buying, 500 years worth of food. And what about medicines? What if there's an injury? You're going to have a doctor and supplies within your community. Odds are probably not, because you're not thinking it out. So when you have to go into civilization for any number of reasons, you know that you're going to be spotted as not being a local. What's your end game? What's your strategies? I don't hear any of you talking about it. I just hear all you talking about all these grandiose plans of you're going to live off the grid, you're going to be hiding, you're going to grow your own food. Again, most of you don't know how to grow your own food. When people approach me and say, well, I'm prepping, I'm going to do my own garden, this and that. First question I ask them is, oh, so you have all your heirloom seeds? Most of the people don't even know what heirloom seeds are and why they're needed. Yet they're prepping. Folks, if you don't even know that, you're doomed before you even get started. Do you know how to create water out of thin air? Literally. It's like a dehumidifier. You put a dehumidifier in your basement and it draws the water out of the air. And, well, look at it. Now you got to dump it out of the dehumidifier. They actually have machines, and I think some are solar operated, that will do just that. So there's your fresh water problem solved. Most of you do not know about this. You don't think about it. Oh, we'll dig a well. It all sounds good. You got to dig a well. That's expensive. Then you got to have the pump and electricity. You got to have the lines. But you can make it out of thin air literally anytime you want, as long as the humidity level is decent. Most days it is. You don't know about that. What about your solar cookers? I'm not talking cooking. I'm talking heating your water, no matter how cold it is. They've got some really great new technology out there. It's just new on the scene in the last few years. Put your water in, the concave lenses focuses in on the tube, which is also heat absorbing. And within 20 or 30 minutes, even on a pretty cold day, you've got hot water to clean with, to cook with, to make coffee, whatever. They're about $30 a piece. So you might want to have 8 or 10 or 12 of these so you can do it in mass quantities. You know about that. Are you prepared? No, you probably don't, so you're not. So see, there's a lot of things that you can do right now that you can, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to go flee to the backwoods and I'm going to be the neighbor of Bigfoot and I'm going to live off the grid. People, you can't defend it to begin with. It's expensive and it's dangerous. You can live off the grid or greatly reduce your need for electricity at your own home. There's several things that you can do to reduce your need for kilowatt hours dramatically. And the key is to get your kilowatt hours down low enough that a small solar array and one decent windmill will power the energy that you have because you're going to take so much of your normal energy off the grid. You can do that at home. There's ways you can live off the grid at home. Easier to defend your home. Yeah, I don't know where you're at, but they're going to find you anyway. Okay, so maybe y'all ought to get together and pull your resources to make your homes your fortresses, to make your homes so damned energy efficient by using certain technologies that are available now that most of you do not know about, so that you can stay at home, have a roof over your head, a place you can better defend with like-minded patriots. That's key as well. So quit beating your chest and saying, I'm a patriot and I'm prepping and I'm going to go out here and live next door to Bigfoot and I'm going to survive. No, you're not. The odds of that are extremely against you. However, when you use your home as your fortress strategy and implementing some things I just said, amongst other things, there's a lot you can do out there that you probably don't know about. And that's my job. I educate myself, I learn, I share. That's all I can do. I can't make you do it, but this is what I do. I learn, I share. Hopefully, some of you listen. I know most don't. I know my ex of 10 years, she'd get mad because she said, "You're right 98% of the time." And I said, "Well," and she'd get mad at me. I said, "Well, if you want to date an idiot, there's plenty of them out there." She's got an idiot. So that's just I'm trying to help you out here by redirecting your focus. Now, you want to prep because you want to save yourself, maybe your family. Okay, love it. You're going about it the wrong way. Number one, I already told you one way that you're going about it the wrong way. You can do this at home. Number two, maybe you should be uniting, using your manpower and your resources to stop what is about to happen to us. We can do that, but none of you all are even thinking that way. Not a one of you. I follow so many people, I lose track of who I'm following. And it really doesn't matter because they're all, saying the same thing. We have to be prepared. We got to get ready for 2030. We got to get ready for 2024. We got to run and head for them there hills there, folks. Yeah, we got to get ready. No? How about this? Instead of 2030, we'll own nothing and we'll like it. How about this, WEF? In 2030, you'll own shit and you'll like it. There won't be a damn thing you can do about it. Because, see, people together, we control most of the money supply, nearly all of the labor. Y'all thinking, I don't know how you're thinking, because I can't really relate to how you all think. I just can't. We're in a war, but you don't know it. So you want to just save your own self. Well, that's not going to happen for any length of time. You will be found out and you'll be hauled in or shot or whatever they're going to do to you for whatever supplies you may have, and have an example made of you for how dare you try to make it on your own and not be under the control of our version of the dear leader. So, folks, you want to help yourselves, you want to help your families, maybe you want to help your neighbors in your community. You devote your energies to stopping the left. I've given you plenty of examples how to do it. If you don't know how, that's fine. I do. Okay. Not everybody knows everything about everything, but I've been watching this for 45 freaking damn years happening, warning about it to any elected official who will listen, any friend or family who will listen. Of course, none of them did. None of the women in my life ever listened. You don't know what you're talking about. It all started with the destruction of the education system. Without that, the rest of it could not have been possible. Then it was media, took over the courts. Um, they got the trifecta. We can stop them. We have this. You deprive them of this in a targeted, strategic manner to put the big hurt on them in the shortest amount of time as possible. And don't sit back, John, there's nothing to do about it. Well, there's everything you can do about it right now. If you all sit back and wait for our currency to be digitized, then it'll be too late. Then all we have then at that point in time is to withhold our labor. But you won't because, we got to pay our bills and this and that. Oh, for the love of God, people. Really, for the love of God. You always have an excuse of why you can't fight for freedom. You're afraid. I get it. You need to be more afraid of living under tyranny. It's a bitch. If you don't believe me, maybe track down some people who lived under tyranny. Maybe check into some really good documentaries. I've said this before, but I know it takes away from whatever the hell it is you're watching on your phone or TV right now. So I want you to prepare, but I want you to prepare to fight and stop the Democrats from bringing communism to our country. That's where our fight must be. It has to be there. Your all's plans are running for them their hills. That is not a winning strategy. That's what cowards do. That's what you are. I have no problem being stocked up on things. I'm a former scout. I understand all that stuff. I just lived my life that way, did the best of my financial ability to be stocked up on things. I like to have two of everything. You need to have two of everything. So should you. But planning and organizing to do whatever it is out in the backwoods someplace is not going to last any length of time until something will happen and you will need civilization. Or somebody will rat you out because there'll be a bounty on them. They'll be going to your neighborhood and say, hey, where'd Joe Blow go? Well, I'm not quite sure, and some people may know, but they went and got some land, and they're out living out here someplace, and they're off the grid and hiding and all that. And okay, well, here's an extra loaf or two of bread for the week. Why don't you tell us where they're at? What do you think is going to happen, dudes? So, you're preparing for the wrong damn thing. We can stop the Democrats. Trump can't do it by himself. He won't ask anything of you guys except for to vote for him. That's not going to win the day. The Democrats have got stolen elections down pat. They've stolen 2020 and 2022. They will steal 2024. They can run Mickey Mouse. They can run a caricature of Mickey freaking the Mouse, and he'll beat Donald Trump because that's how rigged it is. And I can hear you out there. Oh, John, there's nothing to do about it. Oh, well, there's everything you can do about it. Quit being babies and quit using your. Every time I hear that, that's just like, really? Are you willing to when you say, well, there's nothing I can do about it? What I hear from people like that when they said that is, you're an idiot. Because if you weren't an idiot, you wouldn't say that. Does it make sense? Does in my world. So why don't we prepare? Why don't we unite all you prepper companies out there? All you people saying, well, we got to get ready for the Great Reset. Who's that one? That one there is, I don't know. One of those talkers on the right. Got to get prepared for the Great Reset. No. You need to get prepared to stop the Great Reset. Y'all all taking a loser's defeatist attitude, and you haven't even tried to stop them because you haven't had anybody out there telling you how you can do it. And no, you don't got to go march in the street or shoot people or any of that stuff. Not if you act now. You don't have to do any of those things. You just have to be engaged in the process and create the narrative and go after the left and hurt them bad and fast. Where might that be? Their money trail. That's where. So tomorrow I'm going to go to Jeff City and talk to some people at the Constitution Party. Known about them for some time. Um, they're like the conservative side of the Republican Party. But people that, the Constitution Party, well, Trump will never support that. Well, it is Trump. The Constitution Party was America first long before Trump became the president, long before he even got on the political scene. It's always been about America first. They don't have a budget. They don't they don't have any, I don't know, charismatic leaders to say. So I'm going to go meet with them tomorrow, help out a buddy, and see, I got to gauge their temperature. What's going on in their minds? Do they have a real fire in their belly right now, in their soul right now? Don't know. I've talked with the chairman of the organization, ran across him during the campaign last year. He was running for Senate. I was running for Congress. Smart dude, really like him, respect him. We had some great conversations that day. So I'm going to work off of that a little bit. I said to help a buddy out while I'm down there. And you see, I know enough about key state leaders in Missouri. Nice guys and all. I get that. I enjoy talking to all of them. However, no matter what they say, they're not willing to take on Washington, D.C. There are certain things that we can do and be doing it right now. None of our gubernatorial candidates are talking about that. I know because I've talked to them. They're not. One of our attorney general candidates, decent enough guy. I don't think he has a chance in hell. Anyway, I get out there, people. I get out there and I talk and I listen and I learn, and then I share my knowledge with the so-called leaders. Leading is more than just somebody in an office and that you vote for. A leader must ask things of the people they lead. They don't. Trump needs to ask the people, unite, organize. Here's what I need you to do. Here's when I need you to do it. And put out that call to action. I've told you all a zillion ways to do this. He needs to do that. That's what leaders do. Our leaders don't do that. Our state leaders that I know don't do it. I even wrote out a simple call to action for them. Won't do it. Maybe they're afraid that if they put out these call to actions to the people that they won't respond. And, they may not. But it's better to know that they're not going to respond now. Then you can decide, are the people worth your time, energy, effort, and are they just worth it? If they can't do little easy, stupid things to help themselves, then why should any candidate, especially Trump with the target on his head, why should he care? I mean, really, if the people don't care enough right now to unite, organize, and strike back, just why? I don't understand it. So I'm giving my last shot on this for this last year. My predictions the last 45 years have been pretty spot on. People who's known me for a long time, they're very well aware of this. And I just trying to share what I know with the people. That's all I've ever tried to do with people who can make a difference. They've all been cowards. I've shared it with as many people as I can, online and elsewhere, hoping that somebody listens and goes, you know what? This makes sense. You're not doing it. So we've got a lot of worldwide problems. The whole damn world's on fire thanks to Biden. Um, I don't even want to get into too much of that right now because unless and until you patriots pull your heads out, wipe the crap off your face, and start getting busy, not just to save yourselves temporarily while you're hiding out in the woods, but get busy to save this country, there's really nothing more important to talk about than that. You see, the United States has to be taken down. With a strong United States as we were under Trump, the WEF, the UN, the WHO, China, all of them, none of them have a chance in hell. They don't. But when you have corrupt Joe Biden, he's not an idiot because he's 80. He's always been an idiot. People say, well, he's old. Bernie Sanders is older by what, a year and a half, 2 years? His mental faculties are still there. I mean, he's a batshit crazy socialist, but he's still there. So it's not an age thing. It's he's got dementia. And he's never been that bright to begin with. Anybody who's ever followed him knows he's basically been the dunce of the Senate for his entire career. This is being honest. If you go back and listen to any number of back before the media was totally corrupted 30, 40 years ago, interviewing Biden and especially during his previously failed presidential runs. I mean, they beat him up and he had it coming because he's just not a nice guy and not smart and he's a plagiarist and just he's not a nice person. Look up what he did to Clarence Thomas during his confirmation hearing. There's your true Biden. Mean as hell, and a racist. There's your true Biden. That was a true man that you saw right there during the Clarence Thomas hearings, confirmation hearings. Don't believe me? That's fine. Look it up. Google it. Go to YouTube. I know it's there. I've seen them. Okay? Even they haven't taken those things down. Does it flatter Biden at all? It shows his true colors. So, what is your true colors, Patriot? Is it red, white, and blue? Or is it yellow? Right now, all I'm seeing is a whole hell of a lot of yellow. And that needs to stop. We have less than 1 year. We can unite. Oh, even if it was 10 or 20 million of us. I'd like to see every Trump supporter, but that's not going to happen. I would like to see Trump come out and organize his so-called patriots to start doing certain things, as I've suggested to you guys and to buddies of Trump and to the Trump team, all of them. Nobody likes to share my messages because my messages have to do with your own personal damn accountability. What's your accountability? Not just to yourselves and your kids. Do you think, really, preppers, that you're going to be able to save your family on the long term? This isn't going to be like a weekend problem once communism takes over. This will be your future. Do you really think you're going to be able to live off the grid and hide the rest of your lives and the rest of your children's lives and grandchildren's lives? No, you're not. you will be targeted as an enemy of the state and you will be found. What are you going to do? Again, how are you going to defend yourself when somebody stumbles upon your little community and then brings an army to remove you because they want your stuff? What are they going to do? Yeah, I'm talking a Mad Max scenario here. Don't say it can't happen because y'all keep saying communism can't happen here. Where, well, yeah, we're months away from all out communism in this country. So, y'all go and do whatever it is you're going to do. I can't stop you. All I can try to do is show you a better path and try to show you the flaws. I have new uppers and they're bothering me. Try to show you the flaws in your current thinking. So all of you people out there who have big podcasts and you're on all these shows and this, it'd be nice to start hearing y'all say. We'll start with Dan Bongino. He likes to borrow some of my language. Let's put it that way, and that's fine. So let's stop selling books off of this. Let's stop selling prepper stuff off of this. Let's stop. This is to live in. Let's stop with this fantasy bullshit of a convention of states. It's never going to happen. Never. We're never going to get the states required to even have one, which is 34 states. We've got, what, 19 or 20 right now. Been out of, what, 14, 15 years. Give it up. It's not going to happen. Meckler, Levin, put your energy, your money, your manpower into uniting the people to stop. And I'm not talking stopping at polls. We can't stop them at the voting booth. We can't. But we can sure as hell deprive them of billions of dollars a month by simply refusing to buy and participate in certain parts of the economy that benefits them. We can do that. Why won't you? I've explained this dozens of times. I've written about it dozens of times. I've been on other people's radio shows talking about this. So it's not like y'all don't know, because you do. Go back and listen to other podcasts that I've done. There's no shortage of podcasts that I've done over the last year and a half. I could do more, I suppose. But it just gets tiring after a while. So this is what I wanted to say to the few listeners tonight. I get a lot of views afterwards, after the live show, but I want some more comments. Okay, I need you guys to respond. There's no right or wrong answer, but I need you all to put your energy into saving our country. Quit saying it can't be done, because it can be done. And for 99% of you people who think you're going to survive out there, in the woods on your own with your kids, you're fooling yourselves. Again, and I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to be listing items for you to buy, because that's not what I do. Okay, but I pointed you into enough directions to cause you to start thinking on how you can live more grid-free at your own home. Okay, now don't sit there and say, well, if I knew how to do that, I would. I've given you some insights on how to do this. Again, I can't do it for you. I can point you to the direction, but you're going to have to do the work on it, folks. Okay, surviving isn't easy, one way or the other, and surviving under communism doesn't work out well for most people. It just doesn't. They will take down the grid. Again, like I've been telling people for the last year and a half or so, there may not even be an election next year. Biden and Democrats may pull something, God only knows what it'll be. Say, we're suspending the election. We don't want to change leaders because of blah, 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 blah. And you know what? You all will say, okay. Or they take out Trump permanently, and then you go, okay. You're not doing anything now. Our lack of organizing and uniting and fighting back against the left proves to the left once and for all that we are cowards and they have nothing to fear from us. They can do anything to us, anything to our leaders that they so desire, and we will not act. They've had that attitude since I was a young man. I started going to meetings to see what made these monsters tick. They've never respected the right, never have. You're a joke to them because they know that all they got to do is threaten you, beat you up, treat you like they're the bully and you're the victim, and they're going to get their way. It may take them a while, but they're going to get done what they want to get done. So, and it just breaks my heart watching all this my entire life. And now that we're down to crunch time, our people are less united, less organized than they've ever been, more terrified than they've ever been. All I hear is gotta run for them their hills. Mabel, get the kids and grab our 3 month supply of food and let's go. People, when I say it out loud, it's just so stupid. But millions and millions of you believe that you could wait it out that way. You can't. You're not understanding what the deal is. Communism will be more than a 3 or 4 month event. It'll be permanent. Okay? And as they shut down more and more of the grid on purpose, and yeah, they're going to do that. Yeah, they're already working on that right now. Oh, and to you co-ops out there, I see your stuff on Facebook all the time. Please call your congressmen and senators and let them know that we need a reliable, affordable, energy. And don't mess with our grid. I was like, wait a minute. Whoa. Time out, you guys. Isn't that your job? You as a cooperative have fiduciary responsibility to those of us who are your customers. Affordable, reliable energy. By shutting down power plants and crippling our grid, that's kind of like not following your commitment to us, for which we could have sued you out of existence. So we need some groups of people out there who will also tell the power producers and the power distributors, you better start straightening up, and you tell the EPA and the Biden administration to go pound sand, because we're not going to play this game anymore. Because if you continue to play this game and you put people in harm's way, we're going to sue the shit out of you for your breach of contract with us, for your failure to do what you said that you were going to do, which would cost lives, loss of property, loss of businesses, loss of revenue. Producers and distributors, think about this. You will be sued for the tune of tens of billions of dollars. So we need some patriots. You say there's nothing we can do. Well, we could start that too. Oh, you don't know that they're doing that? Well, doesn't surprise me. Yes, they are doing that. A couple more coal burners here in the Midwest were just retired early. That's a nice way of saying that the EPA was requiring them to spend billions of dollars on a plant to get, we have 93% clean coal right now, to get 93.011%. And it's going to cost them a bit. And they're like, screw you. Instead of shutting that plant down, what these producers should have said to the Biden administration is, go screw yourself. We're not doing that. We're not putting our customer base at risk and real potential of loss of life and livelihood because you want to have us burn 93.0001% clean coal instead of the 93%. No, we're not playing that stupid game. But they are playing that stupid game because they too are cowards. Well, when I go down to Jeff City tomorrow, I'm going to be talking to people, and I've already talked to some of the leading state leaders here in Missouri on a number of occasions about certain things that we can and must be doing. They all agreed we need to do it. None on one of them are doing it. So I will keep going at this until I find people who will do it. It takes a couple people to stand up before the rest of them start getting some courage to do the same. I'm always standing out, always have. Get criticized for it, but that's how God made me. So that's where I'm going to leave it for you tonight. Y'all need to start rethinking in terms of, yes, prepare to stop the Democrats, prepare to stop the World Economic Forum, WHO, all of them. Stop playing the damn part of, oh, woe is me, I'm the victim, I got to go run and hide. There's 330 million of us. If we had just 50 million of us, if we targeted our money properly, we could take these bastards down in 60 to 90 days at the most. But we continue to fund our own destruction. Wow. And on that note, y'all have a good rest of the evening.